South Korea's media is once again facing some controversy, and this time over allegations that some of the country's most powerful businessmen, from medical device CEOs and franchise tycoons to venture capitalists and corporate lawyers, were involved in a prostitution network operating behind an upscale restaurant. And for those outside Korea who might not be familiar with how these scandals unfold, despite the country's image of strict public morality, there's a long established subculture of hostess bars and VIP entertainment venues that quietly serve high profile businessmen and officials. And these spaces sit in a legal gray zone, hiring women as hosts or companions, then steering them into transactional sexual relationships with wealthy clients. Now, this new case was uncovered by Dispatch, a well-known digital outlet known for digging into stories most mainstream Korean media prefer not to touch, from celebrity controversies to politically sensitive leaks. Okay, so let's talk about what triggered the controversy. Back in November 2024, JTBC, one of Korea's leading broadcasters, briefly aired a bombshell report accusing Mr. A, the CEO of a prominent medical device company, of paying a woman named Miss L, for sex. Okay, let's say Miss L. The story came from a surprising source, Miss L's fiance, who claimed to have uncovered her double life as a VIP escort. Now, the segment included text messages, photos, and financial records. Yet, just days after it aired, the JTBC video, mysteriously vanished. JTBC, according to Dispatch, said the CEO's wife had become so shocked and ill after watching the broadcast that they decided to delete the clip. Naturally, critics suspected silent pressure. Fast forward 8 months. Mr. A remains firmly in his executive post, even publishing a glossy ESG report, ESG standing for Environment, Social, Governance report, praising his own ethical management. Meanwhile, the whistleblower, now Miss L's ex-fiance, continued to fight a lonely battle to expose the broader network he says fed men like Mr. A. Now, what did Dispatch uncover? So, frustrated with the lack of institutional action, the whistleblower handed over Miss L's personal diary as evidence. Inside were detailed records of meetings, hotel visits, payments, and even, heart symbols indicating sexual activity. And alongside names of 25 high-profile men. 10 of these individuals allegedly paid her directly for sexual services. And among those named, there was a CEO of the medical device firm, Mr. A, a drama production company head, and a leisure conglomerate vice chairman, a well-known venture capitalist, a prominent M&A lawyer, a fried chicken franchise mogul, and a renowned golf club owner. Okay. Now, many of the diary entries pointed back to Korea House, which was once the most expensive barbecue restaurant in Gangnam area, now shut down for illegal operations. There, these men were provided private rooms, premium liquor, traditional performances, and allegedly discreet access to women like Miss L, who were available for second and third rounds of site, including hotel stays priced between 1 million Korean won to 3 million Korean won per encounter. Now, most striking was just how normal this appeared to be for the accused men. Several of them admitted to giving money to Miss L, but instead it was financial support or pocket money or dating expenses, not payment for sex, according to them. Some of them claimed that they had no idea that she was seeing multiple men. And one executive allegedly used his powerful network to have the original scandal quietly buried from television. Now, why this story matters? Because this isn't just a story of personal misconduct. The diary implicates corporate donations, political lobbying, police contacts, and legal M&A strategists, indicating that sexual services may have been used as leverage in business deals and influence peddling, so to say. And equally troubling is the apparent ease with which some men redirected or shut down investigations and media coverage. So the case raises long-standing questions about gender, power, and social hierarchy in South Korea's elite circles. Who gets protected and who gets punished? And what happens when the paper trail becomes too detailed to deny? Now, I also see a few problematic aspects. First of all, the fact that the CEO A released a glowing ESG report praising his own ethical management while allegedly paying an escort for 4 years exposes what many critics call Korea's culture of hypocrisy, where companies obsess over appearances rather than true ethical standards. It raises a question, is ESG in Korea just a PR prop rather than a real commitment to integrity? And secondly, JTBC deleting the report days after it aired, supposedly because the CEO's wife felt sick. It looks like a polite cover story for elite pressure and soft censorship. And this, fuels wider concerns that Korean mainstream media often protects powerful corporate interests instead of holding them accountable, especially when advertisers, conglomerates, or political figures are involved. And also, despite the diary's detailed evidence, none of the wealthy men have faced meaningful investigation or punishment, while the escort herself and even the restaurant owner became the focus of scrutiny. Now, this plays directly into critiques that Korea's justice system is designed to shield the powerful and sacrifice the expendable, especially women. And also, Korea House, the restaurant, wasn't just a random rogue business. It was a high-end institution used routinely by top businessmen. And that normalization shows how deeply transactional sex is embedded in Korean networking culture, where escorting is treated as an acceptable tool in lobbying, investor courting, and police and politician influence building even. And the fiance turned whistleblower spent a year trying to report illegal high society behavior, according to Dispatch, only to be ignored until Dispatch themselves stepped in. Now, his experience reflects a system where whistleblowers are left isolated and punished socially, while the elite carry on unchecked. And it raises the question, can Korea ever protect truth tellers if they go up against money and status? So, what do you think? Do you think these revelations will actually lead to accountability, or will the scandal be buried once public attention fades? And is this proof of a deeper culture of transactional sex and corruption among Korea's social elites, or simply a sensational one-off? And does this also happen in your country? And if so, how problematic is it, or how aware is the public of this, corruption? And should media outlets do more to protect whistleblowers in cases like this, even when facing pressure from powerful corporations? I would love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to write comments. Looking forward to reading every single one of them, and I'll see you again in the future. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell for interesting stories from Korea. Peace. Bye-bye.